Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Tuesday, August 16th edition of our video devotionals, and we appreciate you being with us today. Hope your Tuesday's going well, and of course we call this Thankful Tuesday, and just a reminder to be thankful to the Lord for all that He does for us, and the things we can perceive and the things we can't. Otherwise, just be thankful today for Him and to Him. And so today we're going to continue on in the book of Jeremiah. Here we're going to be in chapter 42. And we're going to read a few verses at the beginning and maybe in the middle and toward the end. Not all the verses. It's 22 verses, but we're going to read enough to kind of give you the context of the story here, and then give you some type of a truth, a help that'll remind us or challenge us, whatever it might be. So again, thank you for all who watch. We appreciate you, and we want to continue to pray for some of you that see the post on Facebook. You will know the two particular ladies we're praying for, so we want to continue to pray for them and their situation. And then, of course, if you have something you would wish for us to pray for, then certainly send us a message concerning that. So we're going to finish the book of Jeremiah this week, and I'm not sure. Haven't looked ahead. I know Lamentations follows the book of Jeremiah. We may do something from it just so we don't skip that particular book, but then we'll be going into Ezekiel, and it will be there for some time because it's one of the more lengthy, books of the Bible, and I guess considered one of the major prophets, as people use that term, just like Jeremiah here. Okay, so in Jeremiah 42, to kind of give you the setting here, at this point, Nebuchadnezzar has come in, and his army has come in and basically has destroyed the city, Jerusalem, and have taken captive those that are going to be taken into Babylon. It happens to be from Jerusalem. If you were to go 500 miles east into what is modern-day Iraq today, in that day it was Babylon. That was the where King Nebuchadnezzar was centered, and they were taken captive to that area. But he left a small remnant of people. The Bible talks about being the poorest of the people, and there was a particular fellow that Gedaliah, who was going to kind of be their leader, and he was he was the type of fellow that says, look, well, if we just kind of stay true to the Chaldeans as basically we're supposed to, and of course God said they were supposed to, we'll be fine. We'll stay here in the land. Well, a man rose up by the name of Ishmael, he and some other men, and decided they were going to overtake him and kind of be in charge of things. And then that man, he was overtaken by another group of people that says, that's not right, you can't do that. So when we get to chapter 42 here, Jeremiah, of course, is still alive. He's still in the picture. And this man comes to him, and here in verse 1 it says, then all the captains of the forces, and Johanan the son of Kareah, Jezaniah the son of Hoshaiah, and all the people from the least even unto the greatest came near, and said unto Jeremiah the prophet, let we beseech thee, our supplication be accepted before thee, and pray for us unto the Lord thy God, even for all this remnant, for we are left but a few of many, as thine eyes do behold us, that the Lord thy God may show us the way wherein we may walk, and the thing that we may do. Now, Jeremiah says, I'm okay, I'm going to go to the Lord and I'm going to pray. Ends up being God gives him the answer after 10 days. And within that answer, here's basically what the Lord told Jeremiah to tell him, look, stay in the land, do not go down into Egypt, do not go down there, and don't be afraid of the Chaldeans. You stay here and do the right thing. They won't bother you. God will show mercy through them, and but do not go into Egypt, because if you go into Egypt, then the thing that you're afraid of, the sword or famine or whatever, you'll die there, and God will make sure that happens. So we get to the end of chapter 42, and then verse 19 says this, the Lord hath said concerning you, O ye remnant of Judah, go not into Egypt, no, certainly that I have admonished you this day. For ye dissembled in your hearts when ye sent me unto the Lord your God, saying, pray for us unto the Lord our God, and according unto all the Lord our God shall say, so declare unto us, and we will do it. And now I have this day declared it to you, but ye have not obeyed the voice of the Lord your God, nor anything for the which ye have sent me unto you. Now therefore know certainly that ye shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence in the place whither ye desire to go, and to sojourn. And indeed, that's where they were going to go. They were going to go down in Egypt. And so they end up taking Jeremiah down there, and what ends up happening, of course, those people will die down there. Jeremiah will not. So the point of all this story is, of course, is that God provides protection. Sometimes it's unusual when God says, I don't want you to be aggressive toward those who have made you captives or who have overthrown your land. He says, if you'll just be patient, stand the land, and do the right thing, then this is going to work out. But they decided not to do that. The interesting part about this story is the fact that they went to Jeremiah and said, you pray for us and you tell us what the answer is. And the truth is, they were not going to do it. The word dissembled is the word used. It means they were deceitful. They were not going to obey, and certainly Jeremiah told them that. So here's the practical lesson here. We all say this. I'm going to pray about it, and we need to be very careful about when we go to God. I believe people are sincere when they say it, but we better be careful when we say we're going to go to God and pray for something. And I want to be very careful about this, and in my heart have some kind of reservations about not following whatever God's going to tell me. Or if we go to someone else and say, I want you to pray for me, and you may go to your preacher perhaps, or maybe go to your mom and dad, some leader, depending on what position. And you say, I'm gonna ask you to pray with me about something, and then because of their prayer to God and asking God for wisdom, they give you godly advice, and you say to yourself, I'm not going to follow that. You better be very careful about that, because in this case, the people that were afraid of the Chaldeans, or the Babylonians there, who were afraid of what they were going to do to them, or afraid of what would happen to them if they did a certain thing, and in this case, doing what God told them to do, then God says the very thing you're afraid of is going to turn around and happen to you somewhere else. And because the protection is not going to be there, you're going to be out of the will of God, and that's not a good place to be. So let's take from the story. If you go back and you read chapter 42 and 43 and look at all of that, you'll see it's a bad place for those people to be in. And certainly when another leader leads people into places like that, that's really a whole other story. But be careful who you're following. Follow the Lord, but God uses leadership to help you, and you better be careful, because if they're not intending to follow the Lord and you follow them, guess what? You're going to fall in the same pit they're in. So I know that's a little bit heavy stuff today, but I think we need to hear it. It's right there in the book of Jeremiah. It's a lesson we all need to heed, and I pray that it helps us as we follow on and do the will of God. Okay, so we went a little extra today, but I think it's good for us today. All right, so you be safe, be healthy. We'll see you tomorrow on what we call Winning Wednesday. Have a wonderful day.